Good morning, everyone. Today's presentation is topic is from Charleston with Love, supporting families for student success. Today's presenter is Rosa Fulmore. Currently, she serves as a Title I Parent and Family Engagement Coordinator. She is a former Spanish and ESOL teacher. Ms. Fulmore has been with the Charleston County School District for 21 years, and she has a host of co-presenters with her that she will introduce.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Renina, for the introduction. Thank you all for joining us this morning for our presentation from Charleston with Love. And we do mean it with love. So we hope you take our message, and we are here to support you in any way possible. So I would like to introduce at this time, we're going to go ahead and get started, our team members. These are just a few of our Charleston County Title I parenting team. I am joined this morning by Dwayne Crankfield, Tyra Johnson, Vanessa Smith, Tia Summerville, and of course myself. So you will be hearing from each of these individuals this morning. So we're going to go ahead and just get started with a brief overview of the Charleston County School District. We are the second largest district in the state of South Carolina, and currently we're representing 49,984 students as of our first count for the current school year. We are a part of the district strategic plan. We fall under goal number 7, anything to do with family engagement. It is to seek feedback and cultivate family and community partnerships to ensure success for every student. We do have a wide range of students in our district, including several multilingual learners, and we have more than 63 languages spoken other than English in our district. We also wanted to share a brief overview of our Title I Office of Parent and Family Engagement. Here's just a list of our program initiatives and services, including the National Network of Partnership Schools. We are a district member. We have also the Title I Parent Advisory Council, and I'll tell you a little bit more about this district-wide initiative, as well as we support our school-based parenting staff. You'll get to hear from a few of them. Formerly, we supported Parent University in our district. We also have our 1% parenting budgets, which we know as a one-year action plan. And we also provide supported health services for our students. And we do follow all the general guidelines of Title I. As I mentioned earlier, and I introduced our team, we affectionately refer to our team as the parenting team. We have several different levels of staff members. They may be called a parent advocate, a parent liaison, a parent educator, or we also have parenting contacts, which are designated staff members at schools, like a school counselor, a social worker that has the responsibility of doing family engagement activities and engagement. We also support all these wonderful initiatives and services to our families and students through our 1% parenting budget. It is a 1% parenting budget that is designated by federal law, and it is done through our district set aside. Each school receives a 1% allocation to support their family engagement initiatives. We do support every single one of our family engagement activities and initiatives through supporting and identifying 4 goals. We support 2 academic goals. We're basing it on 1 behavioral goal and 1 climate goal. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, we are part of the National Network of Partnership Schools since 2017. And these are just some of the member benefits that we receive by being a part of the network. Other benefits that we receive and we have integrated into our program is we do an end of the year celebration. So in the spring, we have a school project showcase where we showcase, just like it says, the wonderful work that is being done at our schools. So we ask every single one of our Title I schools to submit their best practices. What type of family engagements have they presented during the years to support our students and their families? And we do virtual presentation for the last few years. We also at that time do what we call a parent ambassador recognition. So we ask our schools to acknowledge and kind of identify their parent leaders, and we acknowledge them during this recognition. So every school gets to present information to the parent leaders. They receive a book, they receive certificates and information about supporting their students. Also tied into what we do at the district level for family engagement, we have the district-wide Title I Parent Advisory Council, which we know as the PAC. And we do host 2 district-wide events. In the fall, we have our Leadership Training Academy. And in the spring, we host our Title I Annual Evaluation and Budget Input, as well as I mentioned, the School Project Showcase, our Parent Ambassadors Recognition, and every other year, we do an election of PAC officers. And you can see on the slide, we have listed several of the topics that we cover during our presentations. So parents have an opportunity not only to learn about Title I information, but also they get to attend workshops on a diverse range of topics. As I'm wrapping up my information for my part, I wanted just to showcase a little bit on our literacy, parenting, and community programs. So when we meet as a group, as a Title I parenting team, monthly, we do invite outside organizations, and also within our district, we invite people to talk to us so we can learn more about what type of resources and services are available for our families and students. So this is a list of several of our community partners that have presented during our meetings. And all of these are hyperlinked. When you receive the information, you can access their contact information through the links. At this time, I am going to pause and I'm going to introduce our very first speaker and one of our stars. We have so many in our team, Ms. Vanessa Smith from Ladson Elementary. Vanessa. Vanessa, make sure you are unmuted, please.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Let me start over. Good morning, everyone. My name is Vanessa Smith, and I am the family advocate at Ladson Elementary School, which is located on the outskirts of Charleston County School District in Ladson, South Carolina. Ladson strives daily to exemplify the district's goal of achieving excellence. Our school's growing population reflects our expanding community with over 850 students and 44 classrooms. We are fortunate to be able to educate students in grades CD4 to 5th. Our mission is to educate, challenge, and nurture all students in a safe environment conducive to creating students with high performance expectations. We value relationships with our families, volunteers, and community partners, as these relationships create opportunities for our students to become outstanding citizens. Since I mentioned relationships, I would like to share with you one of our memorable events that included students, parents, and community partners. It is with great pleasure to introduce to you the Poetry Cafe, which is a project that ties into Pillar 3, wraparound services, which supports Vision 2027, all students reading on grade level by 5th grade. The Poetry Cafe was comprised of students, parents, community partners, and the deputies from the Charleston County Sheriff's Office. Its purpose is to encourage reading at home and explore the path of emotion, sensitivity, and imaginative expression in order to express awareness and self-worth, as well as shaping the inner self. It also allows individuals to brace themselves while allowing them to understand and empathize with one another. For participation with presenters in mind, it was essential to utilize students from kindergarten to 5th grade. And since the event entails poems, grade level chairs and teachers were included in the planning process. During the planning process, the key focus was to grasp the attention of the audience while encouraging and enhancing the self-esteem of the participants. Poetry is worthy for asking questions, which allows individuals to view things in different ways while incorporating a diversity of voices. In other words, poetry is a very powerful medium for diverse voices to speak and for other people to listen to those voices. In saying that, Ladson Elementary School is very diverse with 3 languages, English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Incorporating different languages in the event was very important. Therefore, a vital part of the process was to communicate and collaborate with the parents about the poems they will recite in their own languages. During the event, handouts and packets were given to everyone. The English translated versions of the poems were included in the packet for the audience to follow during the presentations. Evaluation forms were given, and while reviewing the surveys, it was found that parents requested to make the Poetry Cafe an annual event. They even suggested that all of the students be introduced to poetry, since rhyming words are essential in learning. Parents also requested reading materials and information about rhyming words and poetry. The event made a great impact on many students and adults, which enhanced their self-esteem and willingness to read more and create their own poems. In addition, while reviewing the surveys, many parents responded that it was an awesome and compassionate event because some of the scenes were very emotional and expressive. For example, in one scene, a student read a poem about his father who has been taking care of him since he was a newborn. The father cried, which brought tears to many eyes in the room. Then there was another scene where 3 students who were sisters read a poem about their dad, who was the musician for the event. The father stopped playing the keyboard and dropped his head in tears. The event channeled into feelings which left many people in awe, definitely in a positive way. Ms. Fulmore, will you please go back to slide 1 with the father and son? Okay, right there, thank you. On this slide, a father and son are reciting a poem titled "A Bond Between a Father and Son." The poem was appropriate for them because they have an awesome relationship. And on this slide, you have the invitation to parents, which is on the left, and the response sheets for the parents to return to the school is on the right. Next slide, please. Welcome to our Poetry Cafe is the title of the handbook, which includes information about poetry, which is on the left, and the agenda, which is on the right. Next slide, please. On this slide are Portuguese and Spanish poems that were read by parents. The translated versions are also in the handbook. Also on this slide are students and one of the deputies reciting their poems. Next slide, please. On the slide, the participants are parents and community partners, and they were amazing. Next slide, please. Once the presentations were finished, everyone enjoyed refreshments and listened to soft music. Each family received a book about poems, and each participant received a gift and a book. To the right of the slide, to the right of the slide, Read a Poem to a Child is the back cover of the handbook. And overall, I will say to you all, the Poetry Cafe was an awesome and successful event, which was submitted to the National Network of Partnership Schools. And guess what? Congratulations to Ladson Elementary School for earning the 2022 National Network of Partnership Schools Award at Johns Hopkins University. This is a national recognition of Ladson Elementary's leadership in building a strong program of school, family, and community partnerships. The Poetry Cafe will be included in the new book of Promising Partnership Practices 2022. Reviewers praise this activity for its attention to the diversity of students and families in the school and community, as well as the inclusion of multiple languages and translations. One reviewer gave the application 100 points, which is a rare score on the many factors considered on the one-year action plan for partnerships, teamwork, family engagement, support from colleagues, and program design and development. The Poetry Cafe will also be recognized on the National Network of Partnership Schools website. Way to go, Ladson Elementary School. This concludes my presentation, and I would like to leave this with you. Poetry creates a world less about tearing each other down and apart. In addition, it is more about coming together and relating to each other's feelings. It also helps us realize we are not as different as we think. And despite our differences, we are not alone in our grief, pain, and happiness. Friends, Thank you so much for your attention and allowing me to share with you. Take care, be safe, and make it a great day. And next, you'll be hearing from Tyra Johnson, who will bring you greetings from North Charleston Elementary School, which is located in beautiful North Charleston, South Carolina. All right, Tyra, you've got this.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. Thank you, thank you. And good morning to all. As she already stated, North Charleston Elementary School, we are here and we are the home of the Dolphins. And we are right off a Park Circle. For those who have been able to join us or visit us anytime, please feel free to come by 4921 Durant Avenue, where good things are happening day in and day out. And as you can see, our community and business partners are few and in between. Greatly appreciate each and every one of these partners through the years and the services that we actually host here for our families and our communication as well. We currently are at about 350 students, and our principal, Miss Melissa Brubaker, this is her third year here, and she is doing a dynamic job as our leader, and we greatly appreciate everything that she has done and will do and continues to do. You can go to the next slide. And I present to you Cooking Matters. And this is a parent activity spotlight that's near and dear to my heart, simply because as parents, we all know how important it is to make sure that we give our students and our kids just a healthy option to choose from. And these parents, they were just, oh, I can say so much about them, but they were delighted to just be able to come into a setting, learn to prepare meals with a healthier option. And they're forever indebted to North Charleston Elementary School. And they're also one of our partners as well now to recruit other parents for the upcoming next session for Cooking Matters. And Cooking Matters, it gave us an opportunity to bond with these parents. It gave us an opportunity to know their children, because when they're in here talking and learning about ways to provide healthier options for their families, they're telling us the struggles they also have trying to persuade children to, hey, it's important to eat healthy, and these are the options that we can have and go by. And they really appreciated the 6 weeks class. And this was our first time having parents back into the building, so they were very excited about being a part of Cooking Matters. Next slide. And this is some of our options through the week. And we have our parents who are sitting within a circle of each other. You see the cards here. They were playing Cooking Matters Jeopardy. And of course, my team won because I'm competitive and I love to make sure that we support our parents' efforts every time they came. So right here, we have the pita bread that was actually made from scratch within the same setting that I'm in right now. And you have apple slices. And then back in the far picture, you have the lettuce wrap. And that was like one of the most enjoyable meals on that particular day, because parents didn't even realize that you don't have to incorporate bread or rice with every meal. You can actually do a lettuce wrap and definitely enjoy it. Next slide. And as you see, we have parents who are actually using their skills that they put out in their own kitchen and bringing it to our classroom, well, their classroom at that time. And some parents, they actually do this for a living, but learning it to do it at home was a total different experience for them. And they really enjoyed it. And you can see how intense these parents were about what is actually going on in these pictures. Next slide. And they were so happy and honored to wear their aprons because they received that at graduation, because they worked hard for 6 weeks. And it's about 2.5 hours that families come out and join us. And in order to graduate, you have to attend 4 out of 6. But these ladies, they stuck with it. They came, they earned their aprons. And it reminds me of Chef Ramsay when he's giving out aprons. That's how excited they were about what they were doing. And then I have a picture of a grandmother and her daughter, which now have her grandchildren attends the school, the lady in the red, and then a young lady right here underneath her, their mother and daughter. Next slide. So these are the items that they received at graduation. This is their actual certificate. They received the recipe book, and they also received tips on how, they can basically monitor the refrigerator, what goes in, what comes out, and also tips about grocery shopping. And then on here is a video that was actually made in honor of Cooking Matters. And I'm not sure if we have time to play it, but if not, you all can receive the video. It's right on YouTube, and you can just put in Cooking Matters North Charleston Elementary School, and you will definitely see how much fun we had during our 6 weeks. And we also was recognized in a national network of partnership school, just like Ms. Vanessa said, not 1 time, not 2 times, but 3 times. And I am just so excited. My principal is excited, and she's just like, what you gonna do next? And I'm like, no pressure, but we'll make sure we represent for North Charleston Elementary School and for the district that we are proud to bear its name, Charleston County School District. Next slide. And up next, we have the dynamic Dwayne Crankfield with Jerry Zucker Middle School.
Just one moment. We have a question in the chat. Someone wants to know, how is the program like Cooking Matters funded?
Oh, Cooking Matters, it's a grant that it goes through our Low Country Food Bank, and you can actually Google it and it'll come up. But if you would like to, the offering that we provided for them was about $200 just to make sure that they're able to provide food or provide this opportunity for the next session that they're actually going to have coming up.
Thank you.
Somebody else had a question.
Yes, do we go to the Cooking Matters website for partnership information?
Yes, you can go to Cooking Matters website, and they definitely will guide you, because they just sent me an email about what is to come for 2023 school year and recruitment process for our families to be a part of.
Great job. Thank you for answering the questions.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Mr. Zucker, you could proceed forward.
Awesome. Thank you, guys, and good morning. This is Mr. Crankfield from Jerry Zucker Middle School, located in North Charleston. Got about 530 students. We've come from a very diverse background, and I wanted to talk to you guys today about some of the parent activities that we're doing that are really getting a lot of attention. A lot of parents are really enjoying it. At our school, like I said, we have a very diverse background of students. With me working primarily with the parents, I realized that we've had a lot of single parents, grandparents, playing parents, a lot of family situations that are different. And so with that situation, I found that there's a need that a lot of parents need information on how to have some of the toughest conversations with their students. And so what I did here at Zucker was we developed a program called Tough Conversations with Mr. Crankfield. It's a parent support group that we've organized. And basically, having a child doesn't come with a guide or instructions or, even rule book or anything like that. We're just kind of trying things out and seeing what works. But what I've realized here at our school is that a lot of our parents are dealing with some of the same issues, some of the same topics: sex, drugs, homosexuality, obesity, different tough conversations that parents need to have with their students, but they're delayed because they're either awkward, they don't want to have that conversation. They don't want to step into that territory with their student. So what I've devised is this parent support group where we talk about those tough topics in a group roundtable setting or on Zoom. And basically what I do is I'll throw a topic out there and I'll start the conversation, give my opinion about it, and then we'll play like a small video that we found from online that will kind of address the issue that we're talking about. So for example, we'll look at a video talking about how a student might be concerned about, yeah, there's a perfect example. So a student might be concerned about their body and talking, to the parent about, hey, I don't like the way my arms look or my legs look. But in this group, what we do is we have different parents who come from different backgrounds who offer different solutions. So what works for you might work for another parent, and vice versa for another parent. So what I've learned with this is that the one that the parents are very much open to talking about these topics because they do want the help. They do want a little bit of clarity on how to talk to their student about sex. Now, pause for a second. I'll ask all of you here in this conference is, do you remember the conversation that your parents had with you about sex? And do you remember the conversation that you might have had with your student about sex? It's not a very, easy conversation to have, but what I've realized in this group is that there's a way to do it, and there's different levels of it. And talking with other parents and listening to their different stories, I've realized that we as a community have to use each other as a resource to help basically our kids grow. And if I don't have the answer, sometimes a neighbor might have it. So this group was very, very important to me because I realized halfway through it that the parents absolutely needed this and they absolutely appreciated being a part of it. But ideally, what I try to express during the class is that you don't really want your students to reach out to the internet or their friends about these kind of topics. You would rather them come out to you first so that you can try to, gauge them in your way of, answering that question opposed to them getting a different response from the internet. So again, here with this video slide down here, this is another video that I've used in one of my sessions is tell the children together, separation. That's another topic that a lot of parents really try to hold off having with their students. And again, in this group, we talk about different ways to have that conversation. And on top of that, it really empowers the parents to have these conversations earlier with their students before a situation arises. So I've learned that the parents really enjoy also the way that the platform that we have. And so what I do is I offer the link on Zoom. So parents are able to engage and participate on Zoom while they're at work or at home. They don't actually have to be in person. And this actually is pretty helpful because, in my opinion, they kind of let the guard down a little bit and they're able to talk a little bit more freer and able to actually be engaged and try to get something out of the topic. And they love it. They really do enjoy it a lot. Can you go to the next slide, Rosa? Oh, sorry. Well, before I introduce Baptist Hill, I will let you guys know that the scheduling is super important with the Tough Conversations group that we do. I normally do it once a week on the same day, the same time, and that basically gives parents time to schedule things out, and it also gives them time to prepare for it. And at the end of the parent support group, what we do is we do like a parent survey and basically try to gauge what the parents learn from the sessions, and I also get an idea of what they want to learn going forward. So of course I have a list of different topics that we talk about, but we also try to empower the parents to come to the table with topics that they want to offer up that we haven't suggested. So all in all, you guys, it turned out to be an awesome group. Majority of all of my participants wanted to return and bring grandparents or other friends of the students in our school. But I highly encourage that you guys try to reach out and make this group at your school. You can also do it in English and Spanish. And so I speak Spanish fluently, so I offer the session 2 times, one in English and one in Spanish. And of course, the topics are completely different because they have different concerns. But the beauty of it is the inclusiveness. They feel included. When I say they, I mean whatever other languages at your school, try to include them. Try to get a translator to come in and try to include them in those topics because their concerns are just as important as English speakers. And I think that it's very good for us to include all the languages that we can. Last but not least, you guys, I want to say thank you for the time this morning. And I want to introduce our next school, and our next presenter would be Miss Tia Summerville from Baptist Hill Middle and High School, located in Hollywood, South Carolina. Take it over, Tia.
Good morning, and thank you. Awesome presentation, Dwayne, Tyra, Vanessa, and of course, our fearless leader, Miss Rosa. I am Tia Summerville, and welcome to the Hill. We're at Baptist Hill Middle High School in the beautiful town of Hollywood, South Carolina. We are the true town of Hollywood. And I lovingly say we are nestled between the water and the woods. It's a very, very unique community, really quaint town, country living, lots of family-oriented activities and events that we have here because there are multiple generations of people that go to this school. We are known as the home of the mighty Bobcats. And here we're really steeped in school pride because of families being here since the inception of the school in the 50s. Lots of honor and lots of support we get from the community as well as from our alumnus. Now here at Baptist Hill, we like to build on several different platforms that we have, and we use the platforms of academics as well as athletics and art. And what we try to do is we want to build innovative learning platforms in small group settings here so that we can enhance and establish pathways to the career goals that the students set for themselves, and we assist them in moving forward. Now, as for athletics, we have multiple state level teams that have won state championships in basketball as well as football. We have great teams for other sports as well. And finally, looking at our art area, we have creative avenues that are designed for showcasing music, as well as our dancing here, be that cultural dancing, stepping, modern dance, or what have you. And we do spoken word. And we also have a great art program here where the kids are putting out designs of painting and of sculpting and all kinds of things that you'd absolutely be amazed. So we actually have them displayed in our hallways as you walk through the building, and you think that that is art from actually a gallery. So we enjoy that. We can go to the next slide, Rosa. Okay, one to let you know, there is one event that we had last year that really, really stood out, and it was helpful because of our business partners that were able to get us going. And this is called Fishing with Families. I'll tell you some about that, but we had business partners that are amazing and that supported this and other events. They're really, really community-based entities that support the missions that are established here in Bobcat country, and they are great to us. We have from Walmart to auto parts, anything you can think of, grocery stores, hardware stores, car dealerships, and churches. And one big thing is our community-based alumni division. So during this particular event here, it's called Fishing with Families. Now, this is not the typical event because we're not the typical community. We are a rural-based school. And like I said, lots and lots of families. So the concept here was to actually meet people where they are. And I always say that you cannot clean a fish until you catch it. So we have to make sure that we are engaging to capture the people so that they can do what's necessary for their whole life. And we need to know how to be a part of that. So what we wanted to do is to do something that is familiar to the people, because we do want you to engage. We don't want to do just what we want to do, but we want to do what's good for you. So in this area, typically they have cookouts, we have crab cracks, we have oyster roast, low country boils. So what would fit this mode, I thought about would be an actual fish fry. So we wanted to get more people out, coming out after COVID, and we had to find an innovative way to get them to come out. And I said, well, you know, what can we do in order to catch something, especially in this area, what it's known for? I said, we're trying to capture families. So let's say that we're fishing for families. We're looking, we're trying to find you. You've not been out. How can we get you out? So we're fishing for families by having a fish fry. And it was a wonderful time because it's all about, my entire platform here is about building and establishing relationships. We had something recently on restorative practices, but you cannot restore what you have not yet built. So I think it's important to take the time to talk with persons one by one, to make the phone calls, to stand outside, to go to the homes, to see what people really, really like, because relationships actually are the heart or the arteries to your actual heart. You cannot assist a person unless they let you into their space. And you can't get to my heart unless I let you get into my head. So we need to have conversations. We need to have time well spent. If you think about the person that's most important in your life, you realize how much time you spend building that relationship. And that's what we want to do. We want to build real relationship, things that are transparent, where you can come to us and do that. So this was one of the events that we did that, and we had a fabulous time. If you can look on the left, there's the flyer that we advertised. To the right, there's a line of students and parents standing up to get the fish. And it was amazing. I mean, they fried, they ate, we had a wonderful time till we actually ran out of fish and whatnot. Rosa, could you go to the next slide, please? Here you'll see some of the partners that were involved in this event. In the very, very center is Charleston County Sheriff's Office. To the right is St. Paul's Fire Department and Rescue. And to the left, one of the groups that came out to do health screenings. That was Select Health. Also in the middle is one of our, the female that's there, that's one of our township councilwomen, Michelle Dunmeyer. We've got great representation from the town of Hollywood, Megget, Ravenel, and Edisto. So we're surrounded by our leadership here and from the political arena, and they support lots and lots of what the school do. If you can go to the next slide, Rosa. Here again, another picture of more people standing online. The fish was absolutely amazing. The gentleman to the right, one of our Baptist Hill alumnus, he was the cook, alumnus was the cook, and he was doing our fish and our fries. You can go to the next one. Food plus family equals fun, always. To the left are our administrators. In the center was our former principal, Mr. Brendan Glaze, our assistant principal, and one of the alumnus here, the center of the kids. And as you see a gentleman sitting there with some sound equipment, we had music, we partied, I tell you what. We danced, we did the cha-cha, the electric slide, the Cupid shuffle, and we just danced, whatever we wanted to do. Music was great the entire time. We were in the parking lot, we were on the grass, everything was amazing. And further to the right, we also had support. Again, you'll see Councilwoman Dunmeyer in the center. One of our other principals from our feeder schools came out to support. So not that we just have Baptist Hill, we pulled in the 4 feeder schools, because you're going to look at, if you want to establish a relationship, you got to start early. So we wanted to pull from other schools too and begin to let them know, hey, come on over, this is where you're going to be. You're going to need to get comfortable here. We are family, just as Rosa and our other teammates say, we really believe in the family concept. And so that's what we do here. And if we can go to the next slide, please. That would be it. Here are our resources. And just to let you know, it's all about formulating relationships. That's what we do. Our goal is to build relationships. There's power there when you build lasting relationships that are sincere. You have the opportunity to leverage your relationships and make a holistic impact on our families, on the community, and our businesses. That's what we're about here in Charleston, making impact, loving on families, getting you what you need, and ensuring that there's understanding. I would now go back to Miss Rosa Fulmore, and she can wrap us up. Thank you.
Thank you also very much. As you see, I'm very honored to have such a dynamic team. They are representing our district and shining bright. As we said, we are a family. So we wanted to leave you with several resources that are available to our families and educators. These are just a few select that we have chosen to share. We do have a larger number of resources and programs that we are happy to share with you all. I wanted to also, as we're wrapping up, we're going to pause here for a second for any questions and comments that we may have missed, and also to give an opportunity to just tell us any comments that you may have. And Renina, are you able to tell us if there are any questions that we may have missed?
No, you haven't. There's just a lot of comments about the great job and the awesome work that you do.
All right.
And thanks for sharing the resources and the information.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and continue to post. We appreciate that. I'm going to kind of wrap up a little bit here with our message. We always do in our meetings. So I heard during one of the multilingual conferences, Dr. Melton made a comment about superpower. So this year we are embracing that we are advocates, and we have these signs that we have created for our schools, and our family engagement specialists have around their offices to say, I am an advocate. What is your superpower? Because what we do has meaning, it is important, and it has value. So we appreciate you taking the time to spend a few minutes with us. We also wanted to leave you with our theme for the current school year. Our theme for this year is "This is our legacy." So as we're wrapping up, we're going to leave you with this quote: "Carve your name on hearts, not tombstones. A legacy is etched into the minds of others and the stories they share about you." So what is your legacy? So we are all about touching lives so we can impact the future. So we are thankful for the opportunity to present to you all. We are considerate of the time, and we want to make sure that if there are any questions, you have our contact information. Please reach out to us. We are grateful for your attention, and let us know if there's any way that we can help you. So thank you all. We're going to stay on for any further questions. So thank you so much.
I just want to also say thank you all to all the parent advocates and Ms. Fulmore as well for such an amazing presentation and sharing examples of leading with excellence, as one of the attendees in the chat said. So thank you, guys.
Thank you all for your kind comments. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you again. Renina, will you stop the recording, please? I don't have control over it.